When it's written that my people, that's God speaking, my people perish through the lack of knowledge, the Most High, not saying people perish because they have no knowledge. He said, my people perish through the lack of knowledge. So that means there is knowledge, but it's lacking. And that's a very dangerous place to be, where you think you know it, while in fact, you know too little. You have people who think they know it all, but of course, they don't know it all. That's obvious. You don't even have to debate about it. Then you have people who are not aware how knowledgeable they are. That also exists. But then you have folks who know stuff, and because they are aware of stuff, they're able to use it in their advantage, but what they know lacks in context. And because what they know lacks context, whatever knowledge they have is dark, because there is no context to embed it in. All knowledge needs a proper context for it to be beneficial for you in the long run. If it has no embedded context for your long-term benefit, it's dark knowledge. So dark knowledge is when you have knowledge without a proper Christ-centered context. That makes it dark, because whatever you accomplish with that knowledge will backfire on you sooner or later. That's why things as self-defense, enforcing boundaries, standing up for yourself, that's why all of those things will backfire and trap you. Why? Because you don't look at the bigger picture. You think, oh, I'm vulnerable, which is true. Some people may want to take advantage of my vulnerability. That's true. So you put the weight all on yourself. I need to make sure they can't take advantage of me. So how do I, a vulnerable creature with limited capacities, make sure that others with a leverage don't take advantage of me? So that means I need to outdo them. I need to be better at controlling than they are, so that I can control them before they can control me. That's what enforcing boundaries, defending yourself, and all that's all about. So they are control creeps, controlling at other people's expense. Now you adopt the same attitude to prevent them from controlling you. So when you look at the bigger picture, you're being trapped in controlling, just like the evildoers are in controlling. And because you are in the same darkness as they are, you are likely to attract more of such people. Because it's one thing to be vulnerable and therefore perceived as a potential prey. But if you are a prey, a potential prey, and you are in the same darkness as the predator, that's a match made in hell. So the world gives you knowledge that will harm you in the long run. But at the time you receive that knowledge, it is as if you've received a revelation. Some people were used as doormats, emotional doormats. People just dumped on them. And then someone told them, you know what? Begin to control other people, begin to use psychological violence on people so that they know how to treat you. Because you teach people how to treat you. If they treat you poorly, it's because of you, because you don't control them. But instead of saying you don't control them, you don't have boundaries, which is the same as seeking to control other people. So you begin to control other people, and then you think, I got it. This gives you overconfidence that you can handle every bad individual that comes your way. So there comes a point you will seek to control someone when they quote unquote get out of line and they end up stabbing you. And now you're in the hospital, you're dying. What happened? You were told that controlling ahead of time would secure you. But by you believing this, you put the focus on yourself, not on God. You became self-righteous, self-reliant, which is sin because you're not designed for self-reliance. And now slowly you're in darkness, and this darkness blinds you from seeing the bigger picture that some people are just bad. And there's no way you can control bad people and have a good outcome. Not going to work. So what should have happened is, you should realize, okay, why are those people so comfortable dumping on me? Oh, I'm vulnerable. And because I don't have people standing up for me, or because I don't have people that deal with them, they continue. Because community sees that people are dumping on you, but the community doesn't address them. If someone begins to dump on you, the community say, "Oh, hold on a minute, why do you scream like that? Come on, man." They don't have to become violent or anything, but they can say, "Hey, what's going on here?" If people used to treat you as a doormat for a long period of time, it's because the environment didn't stand up for you. So something's wrong with the environment. The environment sees those people are narcissistic, that they're out of their mind, and the environment doesn't want to deal with that danger. So now that danger affects you, the environment enables that danger against you so that they are at ease. That is what was going on. So if you would have seen this, you would have realized, okay, I need to be delivered from those people. Because you used to believe in society. And society told you it's your fault because you don't control others. So you went along with society, but it's the same society that enabled harm against you. And then you're going to look at yourself and realize, okay, every human being is vulnerable, so my vulnerability cannot be the reason. The reason is those people need an outlet for their violence, and the community enabled violence against me so that they are built out for them to deal with those people. The community wanted to be built out from their responsibilities, so they enabled victimization against me. And now realize, okay, I'm a human being, I'm a spirit being, so I need spiritual aid. And then realize you need Christ. And now you become born again, you renew your mind, and you walk in Christ's resurrection power, and now violence can't come near you. So now you're not charged with seeking to control people with limitations or boundaries because, hey, you're free, because violence can't come near. So the world gives you a type of knowledge that appears to be a solution, but really leads you from bad to worse. But between the bad and the worst, there's this space of relief where everything goes very smoothly. And in this tiny space where everything goes smoothly, no matter how long it lasts, whether it lasts a few days or a few months, maybe a year or 2 or 5, that's what we're looking for. So when we have that space of relief, we think we're there. But it's just a time bomb because the dark knowledge brings from bad to worse. So understand that lack of knowledge leads you into traps. So it's not having any knowledge that's the issue, it's having a lack of a proper context. That's why you can have people with a lot of spiritual knowledge, everything about demons, even know the names of the demons, how demons operate, which demon work for which demon. They know all of that. They know the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, every Bible verse. They know where to find it. If you know multiple Bible verses in there, then you're thinking, whoa, they're so knowledgeable. And those same people may be operating in self-destructive ways, seeking to control others to get relief. And then you may have a child who's just 7 years old, look at a situation thinking, this is bad. The child who doesn't even have the capacity to think in a complex ways can see clearly that this individual with all this knowledge is out of his frame mind. And other adults are so distracted by the knowledge the individual shares, they don't realize the bigger picture. It comes down to this. Anyone out there who's not operating in the resurrection power of Christ, they are operating in some type of darkness. It doesn't have to be deep, stinking, filthy darkness. It doesn't have to be that, but it's still darkness. So, if someone does not promote you operate in the resurrection power of Christ, then whatever they're giving you is dark knowledge. Don't get me wrong. If you go to university and you have a course in economics, they just teach you economics, how it goes in the world. I'm not talking about that. It's knowledge, but it's just a practical thing they're teaching you. Okay, go to your major. Or if you go to a car mechanic and he's educating you, he's teaching you about cars. So understand what I'm saying here. Just because someone teaches you something and they don't mention Christ doesn't mean automatically they intend to deceive you nor harm you. But if you have knowledge that relates to daily life and how to relate to other people and how to relate to danger and with the spiritual, and that knowledge does not honor Christ, does not point to the resurrection power of Christ, then it's dark knowledge. And all dark knowledge is demon inspired. So you end up listening to the teachings of demons unaware. So I don't care how many facts someone spills out. I don't care how much data someone has. Well, I don't care if someone is correct upon many things. If they do not operate in the resurrection power of Christ, nor do they promote the resurrection power of Christ, they are being used by Satan to drag people to hell. Simple as that. The moment you realize this, the easier it will be for you to navigate through life with less violence affecting you. Because anytime you hold on to dark knowledge, you become more vulnerable to violence and to harm. Some dark knowledge even makes you attractive to predators and to demons. So, that's why we ought to be renewed in our minds. Keep on walking by faith and be at peace.